Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to another outstanding episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Today is Thursday, July 11th, and it's episode 12 of season 3. Thanks for hanging out again today, you guys. On today's Nerd News Update, a Brinks truck overturned on Highway 285 yesterday and $175,000 went flying. Drake added the Millennium Tour to one of the dates of the OVO Fest and to some mixed reactions. And Atlanta Comic Con is coming this weekend. That plus so much more in today's Nerd News Update. Don't forget about the digital download. Tune in, nerd out to today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
Hey, it's your boy Spaceship Man. I got a new podcast out I want y'all to subscribe to, bro. It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. My new back up in the shit. How you snacking, couple bitch? I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitch. Now watch me, crank that urban. Now watch me, crank that urban. Watch me, crank that urban. Now watch me, crank that urban. Spaceship back up in.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today, man? Welcome to today's episode, like I said, of Urban Nerd Weekly, man. I'm so glad you found the time to tune in and nerd out with your boy today, man. First things first, y'all already know I gotta let y'all know where we resided on this digital block. You can always catch us on social media, Urban Nerd Weekly on Facebook. Hit that like page so you can get all the updates. And as soon as every episode comes out, we usually post it up. Not to mention, it's a nice little community joining, so you might be able to meet a new friend or two up in there. Also, you can find us on Instagram at Urban Nerd Weekly. Make sure you hit that follow button. Hit them likes and them comments, man. Let us know how you fucking with the episode. We're going to also be dropping a lot of clips coming up soon of the episodes now, so you guys can get a little bits and pieces of the show on Instagram. That way you can hold you over till you can listen to the whole episode maybe later on. You can find me on the big three, that being Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Space Was Here. That was SPAYCEWUZHERE. And if you add a .com to that, that is my website where you can check out spacewashere.com and join the mailing list. It's a nice little blog setup. You guys can get updates on all the parody videos, the parody songs I got coming out, plus all my vlogs and skits, plus all you need to know about how you get free merch and such from Urban Nerd Weekly. And if you sign up for the email list, you'll be able to get that right to your inbox. Be sure to subscribe on all podcasting platforms, that being Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, and of course SoundCloud. Be sure to make sure you rate and also comment on the show, you guys, so we can get the ratings up and, you know what I'm saying, get up on some of these lists and let everybody know what the Urban Nerd Weekly movement's all about, man. Also, Please don't forget about my recently released parody song, Back Snacking Again. It's a parody to the Yellow Beezies, Back at It Again, featuring Quavo and Gucci Mane. It's on SoundCloud.com/Space Was Here. It should be like the first song on my page. So make sure you guys click that, get a listen in, and if you got one of your 7 chuckles in for the day, make sure you drop some flames in the comments for me, man. But on to first things first. Now, we're going to, I'm trying to get to a point of switching it up. I said I was going to do this at the beginning of the season, but a lot of the nerd news be having me so excited, I be wanting to get straight to it at the beginning of the show. But let's go ahead and drop the digital download first. And all of these are available tomorrow, July the 12th, which is Friday. And by the way, I wanted to give a shout out to one of my very best friends in the world, my buddy Jamar. His birthday is on July the 12th tomorrow, and you can hit him up on Twitter at TheRealJ12, DARELJAY12. You know what I'm saying? Give him a birthday shout out. Tell him your boy over here, Urban Nerd Weekly, sent you. Yeah. But I forgot to do that. I forgot to say that. Put that little shout out in earlier. But in today's digital download, in the video game section, Dragon Quest Builders 2 will be available on PlayStation 4 and Switch. In the movie section, 21 Bridges, Stuber, The Art of Self-Defense, The Farewell, and a movie called Crawl, and one movie I'm personally hype as fuck about, I Got the Hookup 2. Motherfucking Master P finally came with a sequel for that ass. So I'm hype about that shit. Master P was on the radio in Atlanta yesterday, talking with Big Tigger about it, and the movie sounded like it was gonna be legit. They already getting ready for I Got to Hook Up 3. So yeah, like, and it got DC Young Fly and Lil Romeo in it. So you know, I'm trying to see what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna lie, I'm slick hyped by it. In the music section, we got Big Crit with Crit. What Crit is here? If you remember his original, one of his first original first projects was Crit Was Here, you know, and that definitely did inspire my name. Space Was Here, because I always thought, you know, it was a big deal to leave your mark, and I definitely want to leave my mark from all the work that I'm putting in now and plan to put in the future. So, you know, you guys just check that out. But that was definitely part of the inspiration behind it. It was partly that, and partly a bunch of old Bugs Bunny cartoons that said Joe was here on a bunch of random ass shit. And I was like, you know, I never fucking seen Joe, but I'll never forget Joe. You know? So, yeah. That is today's digital download. Now, on to today's nerd news update. First piece of nerd news for the day is $175,000. A Brinks truck on 285 yesterday flipped over, and it let fly $175,000 in cash. And people were literally, of course, as one would expect, stopping in fucking traffic, like trying to pick up the money and shit. Like, it fucked traffic all the way up. It's so much like video cam footage of it. It's crazy. Like, I honestly can't even, you know, say anything negative about the people that did it, because that's the first fucking thing I would have also done. I would have stopped my car. I would have picked up as much of that shit as I could, and I would have broke all kinds of laws to get the fuck away from where that money fell. Because y'all ain't finna find me, bitch. I'm about to take the tag off my car. Matter of fact, I was on Instagram yesterday, and Lil Duval took a picture behind the Brinks truck. He was like, "I'm following y'all. I'm on y'all last today, nigga. I got my tag off the car." I would have did that shit right there. I took my tag off my car, start collecting money, because I already knew niggas gonna have their camera phones out and shit. And yeah, bro, I would have been a couple of hundred or probably a couple $1,000s richer. I ain't gonna lie, I'm going for the bag, bro. But that happened, and also Drake put out the first flyers or first little, you know, lineups for the OVO Fest in Canada later on this year, and it's to some mixed reactions. On one of the dates is basically all of the people that were on the Millennium Tour, and a lot of the fans are like, "Bruh, I don't want to see, like, I'm not finna go all the way to Canada just to see the fucking Millennium Tour again." And it was like, Drake went all the way back to 2004. But if you guys kind of like take a step back and look and shit, I don't think the Millennium Tour went to fucking Canada. And I think there's a lot of people up there that might have really like fucked with, you know, all the acts that were in the Millennium Tour, but they didn't, like, you know, the tour didn't make it up to Canada. So those guys didn't get to see it. And maybe Drake, you know, got his ear to the streets, and he knew that shit. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna bring the whole Millennium Tour so all the people up here, OVO Fest, can enjoy that shit. Plus, there was a lot of good ass music being dropped around that time. Everybody on the Millennium Tour definitely was helping me get pussy back in the day. So I got nothing against them niggas performing that shit there. On to the next piece of nerd news update. I don't know why I said next piece of nerd news update. Young Justice Outsiders, which is the third season of Young Justice, the long-awaited third season of Young Justice, has been underway on the DC streaming app. If anybody has the DC streaming app, well, I have the app, but if anybody has a paid subscription, I definitely like to get some, hear some of what's going on the app when you pay for it. Cause like I ain't got, I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of shit right now, so I ain't got the extra scratch to splurge on the paid services on the DC streaming app. So somebody just let me know what's up. I gotta find. I'm gonna try to look for bootlegs online of Young Justice Outsiders. Like, I do want to support DC streaming app and shit because I think it's a great thing. But I gotta see my motherfucking shows, bitch. So if anybody has seen the latest season of DC Young Justice Outsiders, please let me know what the fuck is going on, because I've been fiending for years for this third goddamn season. And speaking of which, Atlanta Comic-Con is in town this weekend starting tomorrow. I'm gonna circle back to that one later. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off all the nerd news update because I'm gonna talk a good bit about Comic-Con. I just want to throw that shit out there because it was on my list of nerd news update and such. But yeah, man. And another piece of nerd news, actor Cameron Boyce, a 20-year-old former Disney actor. If you guys ever remember the show Jessie, hey Jessie, woo. Yeah, like, I actually like that little show. My sister, one of my younger sisters was into the show a lot, and then pretty much after the series finished up, I would go hang out with my sister, like after work or whatever, and she was just getting out of school, and that's one of the little things we used to watch was Jessie and shit, and Cameron Boyce was the son on the show. He was one of the Ross's kids, and of course, he, shows in it. He grew up some more, and, one of the Disney stars that didn't have a lot of negative shit coming out about him, so it was really cool. No dick pics floating around on the internet. He had a pretty clean reputation. He was a really funny guy, from what I've been told, or not what I've been told, what I've seen online about people who seem to have known him. And I definitely liked the role he played on the show. I thought he played it well. It was one of the few times where, an actor on the Disney Channel was able to make that, some of that cornier shit that they write for them actually pretty legitimately funny. So, rest in peace to Cameron Boyce. They said that he had a seizure and it led to him dying in his sleep. So that's just, rest in peace to Cameron Boyce. You know what I'm saying? I hope that, I definitely hope that, the family, I send out my condolences to the family or whatever, and in this trying time of their lives. So shout out to them. All right, so this just in, this news is literally rolling in as I'm recording the episode, and I almost could not fucking believe this shit is happening again. But R. Kelly has been arrested on brand new fucking charges in Chicago. R. Kelly was arrested on child pornography and other federal charges. Matter of fact, it's not just, not only is they got arrested in Chicago and he's facing charges in Illinois, but now he's also facing, god damn, this shit is happening fast. Within a couple of hours, this news is changed already. He's also facing charges in New York City. All right, so let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and read y'all an article from the New York Times that kind of summarizes this shit. And it's written by Rick Rojas. Rick Rojas. I'm sorry, I did not mean to butcher your name. Mahir Zavari. The singer was taken into custody in Chicago by federal agents and accused in a 13-count indictment. And these are federal charges, by the way. Accused in a 13-count indictment. The singer, R. Kelly, already under indictment in Chicago, like I said earlier, on state charges of aggravated assault and abuse, was arrested Thursday night by federal agents on charges related to child pornography, again, and other federal crimes, officials said. Mr. Kelly was taken into custody over a 13-count indictment that includes enticement of a minor and obstruction of justice. In addition to the child pornography charges, said Joseph D. Fitzpatrick, an assistant United States attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, Mr. Kelly was arrested in Chicago. Federal prosecutors in Brooklyn are expected to unveil a separate indictment on Friday containing additional charges against Mr. Kelly, according to two law enforcement officials. In that indictment, Mr. Kelly is charged with 1 count of racketeering and 4 counts of violating the Mann Act, which prohibits transporting people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, according to a law enforcement official. Mr. Kelly was the only person charged in the indictment, which identifies him as the leader of a racketeering enterprise, the official said. Mr. Kelly is scheduled to be arraigned on Friday in federal court in Chicago. Officials said he would ultimately be brought to New York City to face charges, though the timing has yet to be determined. He was not expected to appear in court in Brooklyn on Friday. The federal charges, which officials said would be unsealed on Friday, deepened the legal morass for Mr. Kelly, who has been dogged by allegations of sexual misconduct for decades, but was acquitted on state child pornography charges in 2008. Mr. Kelly, who is 52, whose real name is Robert S. Kelly, already faces more than a dozen state felony charges related to sexual abuse accusations in Chicago involving 4 women, three of whom were underage at the time, prosecutors said. He was charged with 10 state counts in February, with more state charges filed against him in May. He has pleaded not guilty to those charges. Mr. Kelly was arrested while walking his dog on Thursday night by New York detectives and federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations who built the case with the New York Police Department, officials said. Mr. Kelly's lawyer, Steve Greenberg, said in a statement that Mr. Kelly was aware of the investigations and the charges were not a surprise. Mr. Greenberg also said that most of the charges appeared to stem from old allegations, some of which were made in the previous indictment. The statement added that Mr. Kelly and his lawyers look forward to his day in court, to the truth coming out, and to his vindication from what has been seen as unprecedented assault by others for their own personal gain. By an unprecedented assault. Mr. Kelly's arrest makes for the second case in a week in which the federal authorities have pursued high-profile figures for charges related to sexual abuse involving minors. Jeffrey Epstein, the New York financier, who for years has faced allegations involving underage girls, was arrested on Saturday and charged with sex trafficking by federal prosecutors in Manhattan. The long-standing accusations against Mr. Kelly received renewed attention in recent months. A 6-part documentary profiling some of his accusers aired in January, and Mr. Kelly's remarkable interview with Gayle King in March gripped the nation's attention. Suspicion has loomed over Mr. Kelly since his brief marriage in 1994 to the singer Aaliyah when she was 15. He was tried in 2008 on child pornography charges stemming from a 27-minute tape in which prosecutors said he had sex with and urinated on a teenage girl. He was acquitted on all counts after the girl declined to testify against him. Yet, even as the allegations trailed him, his career continued to flourish. He performed at the World Cup in the summer of 2010 and released an album in December of that year called Love Letter. In 2017, Jim DeGoddis, who in 2000 was the first journalist to document claims against Mr. Kelly, wrote an article published by BuzzFeed in which women in Mr. Kelly's social circle depicted him as an abusive... in which women in Mr. Kelly's social circle depicted an abusive cult-like atmosphere. Surviving R. Kelly, the 6-part documentary that was broadcast by Lifetime that detailed alarming accusations about his treatment of women. The documentary prompted investigations by Atlanta, Chicago, and federal law enforcement officials. In Illinois, the Cook County State Attorney Kim Foxx asked any victims to come forward. Some did, leading to his arrest on state charges in February. His explosive interview with Miss King, which aired on her program CBS This Morning, gave the case renewed national attention. Mr. Kelly sought to portray himself as a victim targeted by a smear campaign. He forcefully denied the claims against him and at one point stared directly into the camera, tears in his eyes, and said, "I didn't do this stuff. This is not me." Well, okay, so that is the end of that article. So yeah, I was trying to refine that for a second because that's probably the most detailed article I found, as well as far as, not detailed, but the best summation of all of this shit, because he originally, the news broke that he had just got arrested facing some Illinois shit, and now he's facing charges in multiple states, and I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if the Atlanta charges aren't far behind, because he's his publicist is going live right now I'm not watching that shit. But he's giving a press conference, and right after the press conference, the family of Jocelyn Savage spoke up. So I wouldn't really be surprised at all if the shit follow him all the way from, you know, New York, Chicago, and Atlanta. Like, damn, R. Kelly. Damn, Robert. Gotta tighten up, pimp. You're fucking up, gang. I mean, you fucking up, man. I don't know why I said you fucking up the game, man. You fucking yourself up. But yeah, on to our next subject, which this is nerd news update / like pretty much topic of the day, because Comic-Con is in Atlanta this weekend, and I am fucking stoked. I'm kind of sad because, you know, I don't get to go. I got, and you know what's crazy is I got time off from work, but I got so much other shit going on that I got to get ready for. I literally don't have the time, you know what I'm saying, to actually go. And I actually didn't have the money to get the tickets ahead of time either. So, you know, I'm just gonna give y'all the rundown of Atlanta Comic-Con, get y'all ready and prepped up. And then if anybody does, if any Urban Nerd Weekly listeners does happen to attend Comic-Con, please feel free to take plenty of pictures, put them up on the gram and tag me in them. I'd love to see how everybody's, you know, enjoying the festivities. I'm definitely gonna be Urban Nerded out up in that bitch next year. Like, I'm telling y'all already, like, to be prepared for next year, because it's about to be stupid. Like, I'm about to shut that bitch down when I walk through with my crew. But for now, I'm just gonna give y'all what's up. So Atlanta Comic-Con, it goes from July 12th, Friday, to July the 14th. Friday is noon to midnight. Saturday is 10 a.m. to midnight. And Sunday it is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The exhibitioner hall closes at 7 p.m. and it's at the Georgia World Congress Center in Hall C1. And the location of that is 200. That's funny. It's the fucking address starts with 285, and that's like the biggest fucking highway in Atlanta and shit. 285 Andrew Young International Boulevard, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia 30313. This shit is about to be like epic as fuck. Like, they got the celebrity guest list this year is already just bonkers. Like, they got Val Kilmer, who y'all know played Batman. They got Bonnie Wright, who played Ginny Weasley. They got fucking Ryan Hurst coming through, Adam Baldwin, Creed Bratton. They got David Yost, who played the original fucking Blue Ranger on that ass bitch. Like, they got David Henry, Dylan Sprayberry, Cam Clark, who played Leonardo on the old, like the super old Ninja Turtles. They also got Townsend Coleman, who played Michelangelo on that version. They got Barry Gordon. They got the whole original fucking Ninja Turtle cast on this bitch. They also got the voice of Batman Beyond, or no, not Batman Beyond, the Batman animated cartoon series with Kevin Conroy. Well, that was the Batman, the guy that played Batman on that voice. They got Steve Downs, who plays the voice of the main character in fucking Halo, Ali Halis, Todd Harbercorn. I don't know his name. I don't know that show he's from. I'm sorry. It looked like, I think it's one of them. I think it's an anime show though. It looked like I think I know somebody who watches that show, but I ain't gonna lie and act like I do. They got Richard Horvitz, who played Invader Sim, Billy from Billy and Mandy, and oh fuck, I didn't know he played one of the Angry Beavers and shit. Oh damn. Then they got Sean Smell, who played Goku. They got Carol Spiney, who was on Sesame Street. They got James Taylor Arnold, who's voiced a good number of video game actors, including Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank, and he did some shit on Star Wars. They got artists and writers coming through. Like, this shit look lit as fuck, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I really wish I could be up in that shit. But, you know what I'm saying? You guys, like I said, if you guys happen to attend, take plenty of fucking pictures. Tag me in it. If you ain't got tickets yet, you can always get it at AtlantaComicCon.com. And you know what I'm saying? You can also buy tickets at the door for cash, and they accept cash and credit card for a 3-day admission. is $60 plus tax. Friday only is $30 plus tax. Saturday only is $40. Sunday only is $30. You really come out best getting the 3-day admission and attending all the way through because it's only $60. And you could have pre-ordered it, but of course, if you haven't already, it's too late to pre-order now. Kids 12 and under are free and do not require any sort of credentials or any of that to enter. So if you guys got the scratch and got the time, make sure y'all hit up the Atlanta Comic Con, man, and tell me how awesome it fucking was. And I already know it's gonna be crazy good because I'm gonna miss it. But you know what I'm saying, I gotta make some big boy moves this weekend. So that has been this episode of Urban Nerd Weekly, guys. I'm so glad you guys tuned in once again. Thank you for lending an ear. I can't wait to see you, hear you. Well, I can't wait for it to. I can't wait to hang out with you guys on the next episode. I'm getting my words all twisted up and shit. Sorry that the episode is a little late. It took me a while to record it. And I also had to add in the whole R. Kelly news and shit. Because, yeah, that was blowing my fucking face back. But thanks for tuning in. Like I said, guys, I love you. My name is Space. I was here, but now I'm